Yay, we're live.
Hello,
Hello, everybody.
and welcome to
Almost.
At Home with the Fishes. And Bamba's here. Can you see Bamba on there?
No.
Oh, Bamba's just sat next to me, and
Let's
I'm
see
just
if I can
stroking.
get him in.
I'm just stroking his head.
Where are you, Bamba? There's Bamba.
So he's just sat by me. Aren't you, Bam Bam?
So I hope you can hear us all. So can anybody just comment and say you can hear us? Here they are with the Viking, or they can see us.
All right, yeah.
So I hope you can hear us. So where shall we start?
Well, let's start with the Viking. This is I've called him Tormek, and this is the Viking smoker. So Nicola bought me this for my birthday, and Colwyn Way made it, and it's really a cute little bit of design. It does make you smile when you feel him.
I'll try and hold him up without knocking everything off.
So he's an incense burner, but it's for burning the incense cones. So the video that I did upload about him, I hope you enjoyed that. But yeah, Colwyn would love as many wood turners as possible to download the plans.
Yeah, and you can get them on Etsy.
Yeah. I mean, at a push you can make them, but he wants as many wood turners as he can to make them
themselves. Yeah.
So he's a great fellow. So he's the whole top half of him lifts off, and that's his little mead horn just coming off. So
they've got tiny magnets in, so there's just a tiny magnet here.
And then the cone sits in that metal bottle cap, and the shield is held on with a little magnet as well. So yeah, a lot of fun. So there you go. What have we been up to?
Well, shall we just see who's on?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Everybody says they can hear us,
okay,
so
that's good.
I'm just moving to one side.
Well, I'll move him out the way now, so
okay.
I don't knock him. Flipping heck. So I don't knock him on the floor.
Because we're just on a small screen, so it's harder to see what you've all said. So we've got Wayne the wood turner. Oh, actually, there should have been a bit more because, right, it's cutting off a few of the earlier comments now. So we've got Wayne the wood turner, Leona Fay, Stace Makes, Wayne Bigfoot.
Hey up.
The Cat and the Fish Crafting.
Hello.
The Flaming Turner.
Hello.
And I saw some other names. Let me keep scrolling down. You've all been very busy. I saw somebody else. Anyway, Steve's on, Temple Boy Turnings.
Oh, hi, Steve.
But yeah, David McClernand. I knew I'd seen somebody else. David McClernand. So yeah, hopefully I've got everybody. But yeah, thank you for joining us for the first of three
holiday specials, really.
Yeah, holiday specials.
Yeah.
Well, we just thought because we've got a bit of time on our hands at the minute, so and you know, we're doing a bit of social media, but you're not doing your wood turning, and it's not life as normal. So we thought it'd be quite good just to share with you what we've been doing.
I'm sharing, you know, what wood turning related stuff I can.
Yeah.
You know, the big pile of ash, you know, the ash tree that Peter the farmer had to cut down. It was on the edge of one of his fields, and it overhung the lane that runs adjacent to the farmyard, and the council had told him it was unsafe. They wanted it down, so he did. So that's that huge ash tree which I videoed.
Yeah, Valerie's here as well. Hi,
Valerie.
Hi, Valerie.
Hello. I'll be. I've not yet because Peter's very busy, because this is a campsite as well. They're building a new cabin for washing and toilets. So they're busy building that, and that's going to be powered by propane. So he's getting all that. So he's very busy. So I don't just want to say, can you come and stand and talk about wood for 20 minutes?
Well, it is a campsite. So we're in the cottage, and I think there are 5 stands for caravans or RVs. There's 3 glamping pods, and then
there's a huge field.
There's a field. Yeah.
Don't know whether I'm coming or going. Honestly, I do not. So this is the 4th house I've lived in this year. My head is in bits, I don't mind saying. But yeah, come and camp here on the field.
But not at the minute because it's wet, and also, of course, because of the tier 3 stuff.
Yeah, tier 3. We're in tier 3.
Yeah,
here, so.
The only reason why we're actually here is because we've got nowhere else to go. So if you're homeless would be otherwise homeless, you can stay in holiday lets.
Yeah, they have to honour your booking.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be homeless. But we do know Nicola spoke to Sarah, Peter's wife, today, and she said they'll find out on the 16th
whether
rating. So if it remains tier 3, the people that are booked to come in after us in January will not be able to come. So that could work in our favour, because we're due to vacate the cottage maybe a week or so before our house is completed. Sarah has said today, if it remains in tier 3, where we can stay here. So we'll rent.
So that would be a big help because otherwise we may have to find
somewhere else,
another place for just 1 week or something like that. And we've got a reasonable amount of stuff, haven't we?
Well, the car, there's me and Nicola in the front, Amber in the boot, and then the car is just rammed full of, we are living out of bin liners and rucksacks, aren't we?
Yeah.
But, we've got about 20 bin liners.
We just seem to have brought such a lot of stuff, and clothes and coats.
I know, but it's like you prepare for everything. Oh, let's bring nice trousers and shoes and shirts for if we go out and eat over Christmas, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
We've been out once. We went to Biggin Hall.
Our first weekend in Derbyshire, we had Sunday lunch at Biggin Hall. Yeah. And then the Tuesday after that,
it went into lockdown.
So we've only been out once for a formal meal. The rest of the time, it's, typical COVID protocol. Go to the supermarket, get some food, and come home.
I just need to read you a comment from Wayne Bigfoot. Because you haven't turned for a long time, when you get your workshop sorted, Valerie will pop over and give you some lessons.
Right. Yeah.
Leona said she spotted the ash pile in one of your TikToks and said out loud, "Oh, there's a big pile of logs."
Yeah. It's a big tree.
Yeah. So what else shall we talk about?
Well, we'll talk about me throwing myself down the stairs in Turnditch, and because I've got more time, as opposed to a minute video. My elbow is still sore, but I mean, you won't see it, I'm sure, but there's just a little scab left, but it's still sore to touch. My back's fine. My back doesn't ache anymore, and the bruising's gone off my back, and my side hurt, and I cut my right hand. But basically, if you can imagine, if you see the video on TikTok and Instagram, I sort of stepped off the top step and went airborne and just smashed into the bottom step, and there was 11 steps, and the metal and the sort of the checker pattern, non-slip. Non-slip. Yeah, if you're sighted, if you're blind, anything goes. So I was mid-air for 9 or 10 steps, and then I landed at the bottom, whacked my elbow, and I could feel my sleeve was wet, and I thought I'd got a compound fracture of my elbow because I could feel the blood running down the inside. So I thought I fractured my elbow here, and compound, it's sticking out. But it wasn't. It was just badly cut. But yeah, that was weird.
You were very lucky.
I was really lucky.
Yeah.
How I didn't break something, I don't know, because, you know, and if I'd have smacked the back of my head on one of the corners of the stairs, the treads.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know.
I mean, it could have played out very differently. You were really lucky.
But my elbow and back took the brunt.
Yeah.
But yeah, to do it with no eyesight is an added bonus, you know, because you know, I was taking Bamber out for a week, so close the door. You know, obviously I can't imagine. Everyone close your eyes now. Everyone close your eyes. No cheating. So you get to the top step, and then it's like, whoo! And then it was in an instant. I must have launched myself. Chuck Yeager must have been proud of me. So
well, I just heard a massive bang.
Yeah, but it was over in a flash. So I remember standing on the top stair. Millisecond later, I'm on the bottom in agony. So yeah, I was lucky. And then I was a bit shaken up then, wasn't I, for a day or two?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Yeah, and then you weren't allowed.
I wasn't allowed down the stairs then. Unsupervised.
Yeah, he had to be supervised.
Yeah, so from that point on, Nicola would take Bamber downstairs and I would follow and hold on with both hands to the rail. But yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Not funny, but
well,
funny.
It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't worth it, was it? I mean, the steps were okay, but if it was wet, you did have to be a bit more careful. I don't even know whether it was wet that day. Can't remember, but
doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't.
Could have been just a little bit of, you know, damp air mist or something. So yeah, there was that. But thank you everyone for saying flipping heck. You were lucky. I was.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could have broken a leg or an arm or hit your head and knock yourself out. Anything.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a decent shunt. That was for sure. So what else have I done?
Have you done?
Yeah.
Don't know, what else have you done? Not injured yourself.
No, that's the only thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That was enough. So, yeah. Well, we left Chorley, didn't we, on the 23rd of October?
Spent the first week in Ashbourne.
Yeah.
In a lovely apartment.
Yeah.
Now
very nice.
The lady that owns the whole building. And she's a PR. She owns a huge PR company, and she's an MBE. So it's right above. Well, you saw, didn't you guys, the view of the Market Square from the apartment? It was above a shop called Jules, but you know, obviously, this building probably dates back to Georgian times, and inside, you know, underfloor heating, top of the range kitchen, rainfall shower. You know, it's like stepping into a brand new house.
It was lovely. It was really nice.
Secure keypad entry on all of the doors. We were on the first floor, but there was 2 flights of stairs to get there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you had keypad entry on every door and then a different key code to get into our flats. But it was brilliant. And such nice little touches, like because we were only there for a week, you know, they'd left a bottle of wine and some chocolates. Hand sanitizer and everything. But while I think on, when we moved in here nearly 2 weeks ago now, Sarah and Peter, they'd left a bottle of Prosecco, some chocolates,
chocolate biscuits,
M&S biscuits.
Not just any biscuits, M&S biscuits.
M&S biscuits. And it's these nice little touches.
Eggs. And eggs. Fresh eggs and milk.
Because they keep chickens on here. They haven't got any livestock anymore. The livestock we've been videoing is from an adjacent farm, the sheep. But so nice. They are so nice and they really do look after you. And as part of the rental package every Friday,
keep going.
Every Friday, Sarah comes in at 10 a.m. and cleans. So she's here for 2 hours. So we're going to go and do some shopping. We'll go to Aldi. We found the local Aldi in Ashbourne. So that's cool. And yeah, they clean the cottage for us. And then last Friday, we'd been here a week. She'd left more Prosecco.
More eggs, more milk, more biscuits.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Really looking after us.
Yeah,
really
it
nice.
is really great here, isn't it?
So what are you doing?
So Wayne Bigfoot said, have you completed any of your wooden models yet? Well, this is a joint effort because
it's really fiddly for me.
Yeah, I need to read the instructions. So we did start with, so this is part of it.
Well, let's feel what part that is.
That's the nose.
Oh, I did that on my own, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next part that Nicola shows. Sorry.
So you can see it's all these sort of small pieces, but
it's all laser cut.
Yeah. And then this bit we need to have another look at because I need Chris. This is sort of the body, but I need Chris to hold it because the pieces don't kind of stick. This you can see this is just wafting about here, and it needs two pairs of hands really.
Yeah, the pieces they are a nice tight fit, but it's one of those you need to press it firm enough to get the pieces slotted together. But if you were pressing and you wasn't quite, just heard something fall off. If you're pressing at a bit of an angle, you could just break it all apart again, and then you've got an hour's work to do.
Yeah, it needs.
So there's some more tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's a bit more of it. I think that's the telescope. That's a telescope.
Great model kit. Though.
Yeah,
really
and then
well
there's another bit here that this sits on top of. I'm not sure. I think it's that way, but I'm struggling to get it to slot in at the minute because the pieces sort of where you slot in, they're quite big. So I need to have another look at that.
Mm.
But yeah, it'll be great when it's finished. So these are the instructions. So there's like two sides of instructions. So I'm just working through it step by step.
But I would for any one of you lot, that love doing models and you've not done one of these 3D wooden ones before, I'd highly recommend it because the quality is really good.
And I really enjoy doing it. I like sort of doing things where you can see an end result and you can put it together and you've got something to show for it. And
basically it was because I am, and I'll be honest, I'm fed up. I am fed up. Not of Nicola.
Thank God for that.
Or the situation, but not having a creative outlet, and wood turning, it's my therapy, and it keeps me busy and keeps me active and keeps my brain going. And to not be doing that for 3 months, it's pretty tough. So we've got this as a bit of a distraction for me.
Well, we've tried to be busy, haven't we? We've tried to go out, and obviously we're limited as to how much we can go out because of the pandemic and lockdown and everything. But
a lot more shops have opened up in Ashbourne, haven't they?
We're sort of doing bits every day.
But yeah, highly recommended 3D wooden puzzles.
Yeah, it is good. I'm really enjoying doing it. So Steve said, how long in general does it take you to get used to each new dwelling?
The answer is not at all. To figure out the layout, not very long at all. A couple of days. To feel happy there and comfortable, not at all, because the way that my system is, and having to learn new things and remember things, it's not an enjoyable process. I can't wait until I've got into the house and that's it, and that's ours, and we're not going to move again. It's really hard work mentally for me, but there was no other option. I mean, being in Ashbourne, sorry, we're not in Ashbourne, being in Derbyshire and in the Dales and the Peak District and the national parks, all amazing, but the actual logistical part of moving from somewhere to another place so quick, my head's having to do a lot of processing, but there's nothing we can do about it. And we're on the home stretch now.
Yeah. Well, we've probably got another 6 weeks, maybe 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah. So hopefully, we're halfway through this.
Yeah.
What should be the last.
It's just been unfortunate as well because we decided to do holiday lets rather than rent somewhere, because that meant having to take furniture and do council tax and utilities and just a load
financially
of faff,
this
really.
is a better way.
Yeah.
And physically this is a better way because we're not having to do furniture and all that sort of stuff. It's just, but he was asking, what's it like for a blind person's head to deal with it?
Yeah.
And it's very tough. So what can you do? Keep taking the tablets. Talking of tablets, that.
Well, let me just
see. Before I rant.
We'll get the questions out of the way, then you can rant. Wayne Bigfoot says he couldn't do them at all. He can't do Airfix models either. Oh, I bet he could.
Yeah.
Bet you could.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Another question from Steve. Have you found that the properties you have stayed in have been blind friendly? Do most landlords cater for disability?
No. The 3 properties we've stayed at are just geared really, I suppose, for able-bodied people, aren't they?
Well, yeah, there's not...
This would be the best one.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 bedrooms here, and Sarah asked if we wanted the ground floor bedroom or the upstairs one, so we said ground floor.
Especially after the stairs debacle.
Yeah, this is accessible, this one. I mean, you could move about in here in your wheelchair. There's a shower downstairs. There's no need to go upstairs in this cottage.
No.
So, yeah, of all the places, and it's a lovely cottage. It really is lovely. And I would recommend it. And Nicola, obviously you've seen the videos again of the fields, which are great. Bamber and I can walk those safely. We walked around the farmyard a couple of times yesterday, and I was speaking to Peter, the farmer, and it's safe. Yeah, this place I would recommend if you've got a disability.
Well, Ashbourne was lovely, but it had those 2 flights of stairs to go up, which was an absolute pain when we were emptying the car and taking things in.
Turnditch had the stairs of death again.
Yeah.
So that was, although the lanes over the back were beautiful and everything. Yeah. Millionaires' homes with lakes and
it was great. I really enjoyed walking down there.
So this actually, the cottage here would work if you've got a disability. It'd work all right.
Yeah. So go on, you have your rant.
Yeah. Yes. When was it? Monday.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Did you see my video, folks, saying about how the receptionist at the doctor's where I'm registering, just didn't get it, did she? And Nicola had originally got in the forms and said, we'll just move to the area, we need to register. Got given 2 forms, which we filled in. And Nicola even put, additional notes saying these are our previous addresses, these are our previous doctors, all that sort of stuff. This is the address of where we will be ending up, the full address. Not good enough. Shouldn't have done it. We needed a temporary registration form doing. So
that was our second visit as well.
Yeah.
Because the first time we went, they said they wanted ID, which they'd not mentioned to us.
Yeah, so I had to dig out my passport, luckily, which Nicola had put in the car stuff. And we went back and then, oh, no, that's wrong. And so I was getting frustrated, and the receptionist was just talking to Nicola. And the receptionist was saying to Nicola, you all know how clever Nicola is. She's saying, is this making sense to you? Is this making any sense? Trying to explain that we'd done the wrong form. And then, what did you say? Say it again.
I said, I can't remember, what did I say?
Well, basically,
you can talk to him.
Yeah, what you're talking to me for.
He can speak for himself.
Yeah,
basically.
You should be talking, because it was my registration.
Yeah.
So, and she went, oh, sorry. And then I heard her turn to me, and she was explaining to me. And she said, oh, you'll have to ring up. Basically, we're saying, go home and ring up and I'll fill in the temporary registration over the phone. So I said, why can't I do it from here right now? And she said, well, I've got a load of phone calls to answer. So I said, right, well, we'll sit in the car and ring you. So I rang her from the car. She said, well, you might have to ring a few times because I'm busy. So we sat in the car for about half an hour, and I was ringing and finally got through. I said, it's the blind guy from the car park. Are we doing this temporary registration form? She said, oh, yeah. So basically, we did that. I get a call on Wednesday, the 30th of December in the afternoon from a GP there. And then they can do me a prescription for my meds. But yeah, what a fucking nightmare. Yeah, I don't care. And the fact...
Well, I was pretty fed up when she started going
Nicola doesn't do doctors anyway.
No, I won't be registering.
No.
But yeah, I was just thinking we're going to have to come back a third time.
So why is it, that, people with a disability, they don't, a lot of the time don't get spoken to. It's their carer, or in my case, Nicola, my wife. She's talking to Nicola. So that's why I did that little video saying, yeah. But yeah, pissed me off. And our tummies have been off.
Yeah, we've had something, haven't we, this week?
Yeah, I've had some grumblings going on. So
yeah, but what about the good points? What are the good points?
We're telling everybody. The good points are around here is amazing. As soon as we leave, bearing in mind where we are now, it is a 2-minute drive to the new house, and it is just the dales and farms as far as Nicola can see, isn't it?
Well, I can go and stand in. There are 2 fields here, just out the window here, and I call them the top and the bottom field. And I can go into the bottom field, and on a clear day, I can see our house. It's sort of top slightly, it's higher than the others in the village. So we're that close to our new house.
Yeah. So it's just as fields and farms and sheep as far as Nicola can see in every direction. Country lanes. I mean, you all know what the countryside's like. Cottages, stately homes. Everybody's been so kind. The shops that we've been frequenting in Ashbourne, they've been really kind, and we've already started forming friendships.
Yeah, and
we've already discussed the little stationery shop in Ashbourne, Little Papery.
My favourite shop.
We've already started laying some foundations for me getting some pens on sale in there, because obviously we've explained our story, and Nicola's asked if she can do a collab because Nicola's got something. I'm not going to talk about it because it's a bit yeah,
it's very new.
Yeah, it's very new, but Nicola will be doing some sort of partnership with Little Paper in the future. So you mentioned that today, and it sounded like they were up for it, didn't they?
Yeah.
So no, amazing.
I just need to read you this. Steve says, I would have driven my car into the reception. Said I couldn't get any reception.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve, you're so badass.
Yeah. But Steve knows because he's.
I know.
He's been, in health and social care for years, so he understands how infuriating it is when you've got disability to be ignored and passed over.
Well, I find it annoying because it's like, why does everybody keep talking to me as though you're thick or something? And
because I am. Steve
Coombs says, hi, Chris and Nicola. I've missed you guys so much. I hope you had a great birthday, Chris.
I did. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much for all the well wishes. And I do know Nicola said that some people had asked if they could send little gifts and things, but honestly, we haven't got any room. But when we've moved into the new house, feel free to post them there belatedly. Yeah.
Well, we've been doing a funny thing with our post because
this is another rant.
Yeah, this is another good one actually. When we were moving, I was trying to find ways of getting our post. So obviously, I've done a redirection, but I needed somewhere to do the redirection to. And initially, I thought, well, I'll just get a PO box and all the mail can just go there and we'll go and pick it up. Anyway, you can't have a PO box if you don't have a physical address. So that was a non-starter. And then I just didn't know what I was going to do. But I kept looking and I came up with 3 options. I can't remember what all of them were called, but they were mail forwarding businesses for people who live on boats. So I went for one called Ship to Shore. So I forwarded our mail to Ship to Shore and their PO box. So everything goes there. And then once a week on a Wednesday, so today she'll have posted us mail and we just give her an address and she sends it to that address. So if we were moving around, then I could let her know, right, this week you'll have to send it to such and such place. But there's also quite an old service called Post Restaurant. And it was people who were doing like the grand tour. They'd have the post sent on and it would be sent to a post office near where they were going to be. And then they could just go in and collect their mail. Well, I thought this was great. I knew of it, but I hadn't thought we'd have to use it. And I thought, wow, that'd be amazing. Just to have all our mail sent there and go and pick it up from the post office. So we went into Ashbourne and they sort of didn't know what I was on about and said they didn't do it. So I looked it up again, went back, took the website details, and then they said they still didn't do it, but we had to go to Matlock. So we went to Matlock, set it all up there. Everything was hunky-dory. We got, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks.
It was only 2 weeks.
2 weeks of post. And then I knew the smoker was coming and I'd given the post restaurant address to Colwyn and there was no post. And I went 3 times and there was still no post. And then they suggested I went to the sorting office, which was literally just next door. And what they'd done was they declined our mail because they said they didn't do post restaurant anymore. So now we're having the post sent here because Sarah's very kindly said we can.
Yeah, so it just can't come straight here.
Yeah, I was just, it was a bit of a faff going to Matlock because it's
what you say? It's a fag.
A fag.
It's a bit of a fag. So, but it's a very sort of like public school term that. Oh yes.
I didn't even know I was saying that.
Yeah, you've said it a lot lately. It's like I can imagine you going to double French at Bolton School going, oh, this teacher's such a fag.
I wouldn't have said that.
Sounds like you would have said it. Anyway, so
so that was
as with any house move, there are glitches.
That was a saga, wasn't it?
Yeah, so
I was just disappointed because I just like the whole idea of being able to go and pick my mail up, and every time I went in, I'd sort of, in my head, I was this Victorian lady going to collect a post.
But on the plus side, it was an hour's journey.
Yeah, it was. It was an hour to get there. And
so it saved us that money.
Yeah. So we should be getting some mail tomorrow, but it's really only good for like snail mails, letters, and our redirection stuff. It's not. Because we have to pay as well for the mail to be sent from Ship to Shore to us. So
so we have to pay.
But where there's a will, there's a way. And I was really pleased that I'd sort of sorted out a process, even though it did fall down at some point.
Well, they've done it for 2 weeks and then they pulled the plug on the service, not let you know. And then for 3 weeks after that, you're saying, where's our mail? Oh, you've not had any. Oh, why not? Where is it? Who's got it? They've got it in the sorting office.
Yeah.
Bunch of dozy twonks.
So, just having a quick look to see any comments. Oh, Steve's still at work. So Steve Coombs, so he's got to go. He'll watch back when I get home. Oh, enjoy the rants.
Yeah, this is the rant edition.
Oh, we're really loving it though, aren't we? Here,
we're loving it. We are. It's just the same as anything. You're going to hit some glitches along the way, and it's because we really have no fixed abode.
Yeah, that causes you a lot of problems, not having an address.
Yeah, it's like you don't exist.
Yeah, you just can't do anything, can you? And,
No.
you know, even the doctors, it was like that when she said, what's your address? And they're just so befuddled.
Yeah, and we said, we can give you the address of where we're moving to when the house is done. Can't do that. Everything we said, can't do that, can't do that. So I ended up having to do, anyway, we're going over old ground here.
Yeah.
But no, we are loving it. The countryside is amazing. It feels different. It smells different. The farm shop, which is a minute down the road from here, you know, we made really good friendships with Danny, the owner.
Yeah.
Her mum and dad help out in the farm shop as well. She's got about, 100 Christmas hampers to do as gifts, with beautiful cheeses and all nice stuff from the farm shop.
That was a really good find. Even before we'd come, I'd been researching what was in the village, and I'd found the farm shop, and I think that was the first port of call, wasn't it?
That, and you found out there was a general store next to it.
Yeah, we came pretty much the day after we got here. We came here, didn't we, and went to the farm shop, and I think I went to the flower shop as well.
Oh yeah, brown box flowers.
Yeah.
So you can drive through the village we're going to be moving to from one end to the other. It does spread out a bit off the main road, but you can drive through the village on the main road in about 30 seconds. So from Ashbourne up to the village, it's just countryside, and then what? Like we've never been away. What's wrong with you? You're gonna wet yourself.
So not. Steve said you should get your mail reader. Oh dear.
Thanks, you killed the wife.
He said you should get
I can't read it, so job's fucked.
You're swearing a lot. We'll have to put not suitable for
It's an
kids.
adult channel.
Anyway, you should get your mail redirected to the receptionist in the surgery and go in every week to collect it.
Yeah.
Make sure you call first, though.
Yeah, yeah. It's the fishers come to pick our mail up. Yeah. Yeah, you mess with the wrong couple there, I tell you.
That just tickled me, that did.
Yeah, get it redirected there.
Right. Okay.
Compose. Deep breath. Stop talking, Steve. No. So
I've missed all this.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, farm shop's great. Love it. General store next to it, and it's got petrol pumps there, so you can. It's not. It's not. It's only as an emergency because it is a bit dearer than the supermarket.
But we used it today, didn't we?
Yeah, because we're down to
not much.
Not much. So that's cool. So yeah, we've got a farm shop and a place to get knickknacks if we need to in the general store.
Yeah, well, the general store, they do all sorts, don't they? It's a good place. Like, we got some WD-40. What did you need that for? Because
in Turnditch, the apartment in Turnditch, the bedroom window was a bit stiff, the handle.
Oh, right.
And it was stressing me out.
Right.
So I got some WD-40. No, didn't. Tell a lie. I did use it on that. But that wasn't the reason. The reason I bought it was the clasp on Bamba's leash where it connects.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, that was getting, because obviously we're out walking in the rain and the clasp, the spring on it was getting a bit grindy. So I said, yeah, this needs a bit of lubrication. So, but I did squirt some on the window catch in the apartment.
Yeah.
So yeah, the general store's great, isn't it? You can get everything from washing up powder, WD-40, or everything you might need.
Yeah, it's really handy.
And I'm sure when we were talking, the first time we went in the general store and we were talking to the lady behind the counter, she said oh, have you been to the pub yet? And like it was in lockdown anyway. So we said, well, we know of it. She said, that is the first ever pub. I mean, I've not dreamt that. She did say
No,
didn't
she did say that.
She said that's the first ever pub in the UK. Now, or the site of it. So whether or not it's been, obviously, was Watland Door back in the day, and then, I don't know.
We need to investigate.
A timber building. It's probably not timber anymore. But I'm sure she said that was the first ever pub in the UK. So,
yeah.
There you go.
Steve said it was Nicola that greased the stairs. She was upset that the snow didn't arrive.
Well, we've had a bit of sleet, and I know there's been snow in Yorkshire and other places. We've had some sleet here, and it's not stuck. But we've had lots and lots of fog, haven't we?
Yeah.
Now, apparently, a lot of that comes from Carsington Water.
Yeah. So we went there, didn't we?
We've been to Carsington Water.
Was that in lockdown? I think we went.
It was during lockdown.
Yeah,
but
we could go as your place to do exercise, and it's literally 5 minutes away. But apparently, it's a reservoir. It's a Severn Trent water reservoir, and they've built this whole thing.
Nature reserve around it. Visitor centre, water sports, kayaking. There's a sailing club there.
Yeah.
So again,
lots of activities.
If you're in the area. Yeah. And I remember when I had my Ducati, we had the Ducati Owners Club had a morning ride out, and we stopped at Carsington Water for a coffee, and then we carried on because the ride, that particular one, was around the Derbyshire Dales and everything. So I remember going to Carsington Water as part of the Ducati Owners Club.
I'll tell you what I really liked about Turnditch. There were lots of pheasants, weren't there?
In the garden.
Yeah, they came in the garden, and you could hear them at night, and we heard lots of owls. I don't think I've heard any owls here.
No, but they've got, obviously because Helen and Peter have got hens.
Yeah.
They've got a
couple. Yeah.
Bless him.
Yeah. I saw a pheasant today fly across the road when I was down in the field. And there were sheep in next to the bottom field that are quite friendly. I was recording an IGTV today and a podcast, and one of them just stood and listened to me. It was quite sweet. I had a little audience. And there are some cows sort of on the other side, but I've only seen them once. They've not been down since.
When we came back from Ashbourne today, they were out in the field.
Yeah, but they were at the top and they were waiting for their feed. They get fed about between 3 and 4. So I can't quite work out their routine yet. But I want to be able to get some photographs of them because I do like cows.
You do.
Yeah.
Well, and you've got the Jersey cows at Tag Lane Dairy.
Yeah. Oh, they're just the best. Yeah. Yeah, I love those.
Farmer will actually go and talk to them, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I sit in the car drinking my tea. Nick's off talking to this herd of Jersey cows. But they come over to you, don't they?
Yeah,
well, one did.
Yeah.
One was friendly.
Well, the farmer there, he always chats to me as well, and I've asked him a few questions about, what they're doing. Because what they do, the last time I went, I'd gone to the bookshop on my own, and I'd stopped at Tag Lane to get a drink, and the door on the cowshed was closed, and I was really disappointed. Anyway, I thought, I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to enjoy my latte and have 10 minutes. And then I saw the farmer come out on his tractor, and what he does, he drives down sort of the middle channel of the cowshed and deposits food either side. Then he comes out at the end, turns around, and then he goes back. So I was able to go and see them then. I asked him a few questions about, they have this device on the left, and it's sort of like a cage that comes down and it goes over the back of the cow. So it's not to stop them getting out, it's to stop the other cows getting in.
Only certain cows are allowed extra feed, aren't they?
They have a tag. A tag on their collar that allows them to access this extra feed.
Electronic.
Because he said some of them are going to be having calves around Christmas. So yeah, it was just I asked him a few questions, and he told me, bits about the herd, and they've been in since I think they must have been in since October.
The cows, yeah.
And they'll be indoors now till April because Jersey cows have very thin skins. So, which is good for me because if I go at the right time, I'll be able to see the cows. So happy days. And we got some milk. They do raw milk. So I got some milk last time we were there. Oh, and it was really good.
Yeah, raw milk. So it's better for you. Even people that are lactose intolerant can
it's
drink
probiotic and
probiotic.
Stuff. Really
so it's not pasteurised. It's from the cow into the bottle. And it's really good for you. And it tastes just like thin cream, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really,
it's
really
not
nice.
Cream, but it tastes like that.
Yeah.
So too much for me in tea. I don't like my tea to be too milky.
It's good in coffee.
Coffee and hot chocolate is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Raw milk.
And I think I had some muesli, didn't I, as well?
Oh, yeah. Desserts, cooking.
Yeah, rice puddings, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, you won't get better. Raw milk.
Yeah, it is really lovely.
Mm.
So we've got Richard Phelan.
Hi, Richard.
Steve says cows are big scaredy cats. Yeah, they are. I used to work on a farm when I was in my teens, and they are. They're not really scary. So we've got Christine and Michael Hesseltine.
Hi, guys.
Hello. Great to hear about your adventures, they say. Wayne Bigfoot says, those walking burgers terrify me, bloody big things. Prickly Sauce says,
hi, Rob.
Nicola obviously gets a better conversation with the cows, hey, Chris. Oh, that's not true. We talk all the time.
What are you saying, Rob?
We only said Nicola Doolittle. I think Chris is missing an opportunity of a new TikTok series, 100 Ways to Get Revenge on the Receptionist. Guess who that is?
Steve. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, bizarre.
Yeah. No, I do love cows. And I'm not entirely sure where that stems from. I came to Derbyshire, stayed in a place called Worm Hill. That would have been about 2008, I think, 2009. And there were some cows in the field around the corner, and I visited them at least twice a day. And by the end of the week, they were just coming over to line up at the fence. And I don't know, I just thought it was amazing. But yeah, I talked to all these animals. When I was out in the field, I was talking to the sheep.
I got told off the first time we walked down the field together, and all the sheep were out. I said, come by, doing one man and his dog, and they all scarpered, and Nicola had just pulled her phone out to photograph them. She wasn't happy. So from now on, I'm very quiet.
Yeah. Well, I think it's more Bamba, actually, because today they weren't bothered by me at all.
All right.
I think it was Bamba that was...
Yeah, because he smells. He sounds like, a dog or a pig sniffing for truffles. He's loving it.
Yeah.
And, he went on the field and he just dives stunty on the ground and he's on his side and then on his back having a good thrash around. He's loving the fields. And obviously the smell is different for him here. He's loving it.
Yeah.
He's when he's not being worked, he's always got his nose buried into the ground. Yeah, so Bamba's fine. Bamba's loving it.
Yeah,
so settled. He
really settled in here, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's been all right everywhere we've been, but we came here and there's like a little rug in front of the wood burner, and he just sort of plonked himself down on it, and that was it.
Yeah, so we're getting one.
Yeah, we found somewhere where we can get those.
We're going to get him a new bed for at night time.
Yeah,
but he likes these just hearth rugs. So we're just going to buy him a hearth rug because he loves it. He's on it all the time.
Yeah,
he really does, and it's just about the same size as him.
Yeah, he doesn't like things being too big.
No,
because when we went to that hotel, when we went to Croydon, they had that quite small
dog bed. He loved it.
And he was in it straight away.
Never moved all night.
He doesn't like it too big.
No. Let's quickly talk about Friday, Haddon Hall.
Yeah.
We are going to the Christmas market or fair at Haddon Hall. So that's near Bakewell, Haddon Hall. And it's on this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But there was only limited places and slots left. So you have to book your time and your car park slot, obviously because of the pandemic. So we're there Friday. We're from 1:30 till 5.
Yeah.
The Christmas market at Haddon Hall. So these artisans, obviously I'm hoping to have a chat with a wood turner or two if they're there. But it's that sort of thing. Haddon Hall, huge stately home, privately owned.
Possibly it might be somewhere we could do next year.
Yeah. So yeah, it's that shall be fun.
Yeah. What is Bamber like with sheep and cows? Does he have special training with livestock?
He's not had training, I don't think, with livestock per se. He's no mither. He's inquisitive, and you can feel that through his harness. But he doesn't attack them. Sounds like some.
It's Asda.
Oh, someone's ordered some Asda. No, he's not. He's not aggressive towards them. He's not, is he? No hostility. No, he's curious, of course he is, and more so when he sees someone on a horse walking by, he'll stop and he must be thinking that is a big dog. But he loves watching horses. Yeah, but he's not intimidated by any of them. And we've been to steam fairs when they've been firing off howitzers and things like that, and he doesn't flinch. All the adults are jumping out the skin when the cannon goes off, the gun, but he never flinched. No. So yeah, they get noise training, but he's not had specific livestock training. But Nottingham Guide Dog Centre have been in touch, and my new instructor is going to be a gentleman called David Bailey, not the photographer. And he knows the area because him and his wife were going to buy a house in the village. But he said we didn't do it, so he lives nearer to Derby, I think. But yeah, I'm getting a new instructor. So he said he'd leave it until January, and we're moved in. And then I'll get my local training. So that'll be getting the bus into Ashbourne with Bamber if I needed to pop out on my own, if Nicola's ever out and about. And also training to walk. It'll be about a 10-minute walk from the house to the farm shop. That sort of stuff. So yeah, I've spoken. Lovely guy, really nice. So I've spoken to him, and he's given us the name of a vet in Ashbourne, which they recommend, called Blenheim. Blenheim's Vets. So we'll when his tablets, because he's got that thyroid condition, Bamber. When his thyroid meds are down to the last couple of weeks, we'll get him registered. Yeah. So yeah, it's been interesting. It's been mentally tough. It's been a lot of fun. We've had a lot of laughs, especially tonight. We
do laugh a lot, don't we?
Yeah, we do. And the place is amazing, and all these great places now that we're part of. Tissington. Biggin Hall, Haddon Hall, Dovedale, Chatsworth, Bakewell. All of these places now are
on our
doorstep.
We've only scratched the surface because we've not been able to go that far, have we? And we've only sort of gone to local places. But yeah, we've hardly done anything really.
No, and when the house is finished, they're putting in a path that goes down. You'll come out of our front door, across the road, and then they're putting in a path that'll take you through some fields, and they're putting in a couple of picnic tables and a pond there, and then that leads you through farm fields and wooded areas and hedgerows, and then Nicola said, as far as you can see in the distance, it's just the dales.
Yeah, it's an amazing view. It's well, you can see the same view from here, obviously just from the other end. But yeah, it's a phenomenal view down there.
Yeah, and Dale, I just googled it. Dale is a northern term meaning valley, so the Derbyshire Dales just means the Derbyshire valleys.
Wayne Bigfoot says Eam Hall is lovely.
Been to Eam a couple of times.
Yeah, well, we went into Eam, didn't we?
We've been to Eam recently, and it was closed.
What was that? Was it there we met Dave? Was he called Dave?
He was called Dave, and he was one of the tour guides in the manor
house. I can't remember his surname.
And he had a radio show, didn't he?
Yeah.
And that was funny because we'd gone in there, and we got chatting with him, and he sort of like did the tour, and I loved sort of like the witches' marks on the door frames in there, you know, obviously from the 17th century.
Yeah.
And he knew me. He said, "Oh, we were talking about you." He said, in work, he said, "Oh, the Blind Wood Turner." So he said, "Yeah, we know about you. We were just talking about you." So it's funny.
So he gave us a personal tour, didn't he?
We got behind the velvet ropes,
we did.
Which we've had at Chatsworth as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been allowed behind the velvet ropes at Chatsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But Eam's good. Yeah. Plague Village.
Well, we went there, didn't we, the Monday before the lockdown happened on the Wednesday. We just had a wander because there's nothing really open with it being Monday.
Took some photos.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a nice little village, isn't it?
Yeah, Eam's nice, yeah. Lots of amazing places.
We went to Tideswell as well. We went in the
Cathedral of the Peak.
Yeah.
Tideswell.
And we went to a cafe called The Roost. That was really good. That's just changed hands. And
yeah, that was nice.
We had a chat with that old guy, didn't we?
Yeah. He was a character. Yeah, he's in his 80s and on his third or fourth wife, and he was a character, wasn't he? But Tideswell's a lovely village.
Yeah.
Eam.
I don't think we've been to Buxton, have we, since we've been here?
Not been into Buxton.
No. I've been to the bookshop, the High Peak bookstore. We've been to Tag Lane. We've been to Matlock.
Been to Biggin Hall.
Biggin Hall, yeah. We've been to Bakewell. We went to Grays.
Yeah, been to Bakewell.
Yeah. So I'm making a list of all the places that we really like. That's for another project that can't remember if I've mentioned it, but anyway, that's for another project. But I can't really get going at the moment with it. It's sort of, everything's a bit weighty.
Yeah, we're in limbo. It must be said.
Dr. D says, "Will you be on again before Christmas?"
Yeah, next Wednesday.
No, fortnight. We're doing it the 9th, the 23rd, I think.
Forget that then. Not next Wednesday.
We're doing 3. That I did put something on Chris's story. I think it was the 23rd, and then was it the 6th of January? But yeah, it's every fortnight, so we're doing 3.
Over 6 weeks.
Yeah. So
that's about it.
Thanks, Leona. You know the dates better than I do.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, ask Leona when we're doing it. Can't think of anything else. We've been listening to a lot of Jane Austen stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love, that's one of my guilty pleasures. Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. And
how did you get into those?
That was you. So, well, we did D.H. Lawrence at school. We didn't do Jane Austen. So it wasn't an author I was familiar with. But, you know, you were listening to a lot. And then I started with the films and the TV adaptations, you know, Keira Knightley or
we listened to Pride and Prejudice audiobook, didn't we?
Yeah, and the funny books, the TV adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, the one with Colin Firth in. It's a great story, and Mrs. Bennet in that. I'm not sure if she went on to play Gavin's mum in Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah, she's done quite a bit.
Yeah, but Mrs. Bennet in Pride and Prejudice is a nut job. Not a great mum. All she thinks about is herself. But yeah, one of my guilty pleasures, anyway, Jane Austen. And we listened to a great autobiography of Jane Austen at home.
Yeah.
All about, Jane Austen at home, the family life, how they moved, her father being a rector and a parson, and Georgian life and the buildings and the architecture.
It's really interesting because I've always read the books, but I've never really read anything about their life or the history, and it's been really interesting to sort of put it in context.
Yeah, so it's on Audible. It's called Jane Austen at Home, and it's a great listen. It's about the family, where they lived, the careers the rest of the family had, the homes they stayed in. It goes into Georgian life, in really great detail, but obviously centered around Jane and the family. That's great. Love it. So I'm on to my second time of listening to that now.
Dr. D says, great listening to you both. Well, thanks for listening to us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for putting up with this.
Steve Robbins says, sorry I'm late, but just found the site.
Yeah.
Dr. D says, love from Tova.
Hi, Tova.
Thank you for so many messages and comments. I'm on a smaller screen, so I'm struggling to keep up with some of them. But if you've asked any questions and we've not answered them, just pop them on again, and I'll try to have a look at those. Yeah.
Well, we've got plenty more to talk about in episode 2. I want to touch on more about what plans we've got for the new house.
Yeah.
The workshop. You're getting a summer house as a garden office. Charlie's moving in. Charlie's handed his notice in at work. So he moves in January with us. Charlie's had his vaccination today because he works at a care home. So he said his arm was numb and he had a bit of a headache, but apparently they're the common side effects. So yeah, he's had his first jab. He's got one more to go. So he's got his vaccination passport now.
Tommy's Workshop says, if you're in Ashbourne, have you been to see Mike Nash, a timber supplier? No, not heard of him.
No, but we will be doing.
Yeah.
Write that down.
Yeah, we'll definitely be looking for a timber supplier.
Yeah, although I am sponsored by British Hardwoods, but as again, when you run out of something,
well, it's for emergencies, isn't it?
It's good to have a contingency.
Steve says, how tempted were you to put the pen lathe in your suitcase, Chris?
Oh yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah, make shavings. Yeah, In all honesty, there wouldn't have been any room for it.
No,
even though it's only a tiny thing. But I'm getting a new lathe, not as a replacement. I'm getting another lathe. So I'll be going for a full size at Axminster one. Nicola said I can have a new lathe, didn't you?
Yeah.
Very nice. So I said Nicola can have a summer house.
Thank you.
So we can swap if you want.
No, you can have the lathe.
So yeah, I'm getting a full-sized Axminster trade, I think. Well, 99% certain that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I know them, like them. So yeah, I'm getting a new toy.
Yeah.
But that's probably going to be God knows when. Well, the workshop will obviously have to begin.
Yeah. Yeah, so
cool. Right, shall we sign off for now?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining us for this first episode of Almost at Home with the Fishers.
Almost at Home with the Fishers. Every day we get nearer and nearer. Yeah. So thank you so very much for listening to us rant. Sorry for the
the F-bombs.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We'll be back. So we shall sign off. So sayonara.
Yeah,
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
And if you have just tuned in, you can watch it back.
Yeah, it will upload to the YouTube channel At Home with the Fishers.
Yeah.
It usually takes, 5-10 minutes to process, but Yeah, if you've missed anything, especially the bit in the middle where I laugh a lot, you can watch it back.
Yeah, blame Steve.
Yeah, it's all Steve Tridell's fault.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Keep on turning, because I can't. Bye.